We all know that creating unique, relevant, interesting and eye-catching images for our content is really important. Google loves a good image. Visitors love a good images. Images make your site pop. They make your content more engaging. But it's not always easy to create those images. The best way to create these images is, of course, to get your camera and take some photos of whatever it is you're talking about. That way you do have your own unique images that only you have and that have been created by you. But that's not always possible. The second best option is to use a tool like Canva Pro, I should say, and use some stock imagery and kind of edit them together to make your own unique images that way. That's what I've been doing up until now. But now there is a brand new tool on the block. It comes from Jasper.ai, which is my favorite copywriting AI tool. But now Jasper can do images. And this tool is really cool. It's really fun as well. So say maybe you need an image of a goat with some popcorn. Ba-bum. Or maybe something a little bit more abstract. Say Arnold Schwarzenegger in the style of Super Mario. Or how about something as simple as a girl running with a jellyfish? The possibilities are endless. Now, I've been playing around with Jasper.ai ART for a little while now. In fact, it only came out a week or so ago, so not that long. And I've been trying to find out how useful it can be to a niche website owner who's looking to create their own unique, relevant images for their content. And I'm pretty sure it can be really useful. So I think we should get started. Just one quick thing before we do. You are going to need a Jasper.ai subscription if you want to create some of your own art. I've been using Jasper for ages to create written content that ranks and works really well. In fact, I did a full video on how I create that content just a couple of weeks ago. Go check it out. I'll put a link up there if you haven't seen it already. Also links in the description. And by the way, the article that I created with Jasper in that video is still ranking on the first page of Google for some really juicy keywords. So yeah, if you want to get involved and create some of your own artwork, you are going to need a subscription. If you want to sign up right now, I'll put a link up to Jasper up there and in the description, of course, with all the other links. It is an affiliate link. Thanks very much if you use it. You need to sign up for the text service first. And if you use my link, you'll get a few extra credits for that. Then once you've done that, you'll see down the left-hand side a link to the art, and then it's an additional $20 per month per user to access that feature, which is really good value because you can create as many images as you want for that price. So with all that stuff out the way, let's get started. Let me show you how good this tool really is. Let's go. Hello, it's Alex here. Hope you're all well. So the first image that I wanted for my site was a bowl of rainbow popcorn for my rainbow popcorn article. I've never made rainbow popcorn. I don't have any rainbow popcorn. So it's perfect. It's perfect because I need that image and this was an easy way to do it. So let's take a look at the image. And as you can see, it's turned out really well. You'll also notice that Jasper creates 4 images for each output, so that you can create the best one. That one there that I've circled is my favorite. And you'll also see that I was quite specific with the inputs that I was telling Jasper or giving Jasper. I found that the clearer you are, the more detailed you are, the better the image is. And this takes a little bit of kind of getting used to, a bit of practice. Now, Jasper do provide some ideas in terms of the kind of things that you can type in. But it's literally a kind of free text box in advanced mode and you can type in whatever you like. So yeah, the more detail, the better. Next up, I was after a goat with some popcorn for my Can Goats Eat Popcorn article. And again, the outputs were really good. Take a look. Continuing with the animals and popcorn theme, the next few outputs were for a turtle eating popcorn. And these were really impressive. I found that Jasper is really good at creating images with animals in. So if you're in a niche that involves a lot of animals, this tool could be really helpful for you. The next images were these ones. which you might be thinking, what the heck is that? Well, that's some cheese on a baking tray going into an oven, of course. And it's for my article on how to create cheesy popcorn, which involved, putting cheese in the oven to dry it out. Not the kind of thing that I can get an image of unless I get a whole load of cheese and put it in the oven, and I'm not doing that. So this was perfect. And again, I had to be really specific in terms of what I wanted. I couldn't just say cheese on a baking tray in an oven. I specified the amount of cheese, how it was arranged, the angle, and all that kind of stuff. And if you do that, as I say, you will get some really good outputs. Next up, I was after an image for my vegan popcorn post. So Jasper came up with these, which I really like. A bowl with popcorn and vegetables is absolutely perfect. So there were some of my successes, and I'm continuing to create lots and lots of images using Jasper for my content. However, there were a few images that Jasper struggled with. One of them was this one, where I was just after a pan of boiling water with some popcorn in it, and for some reason Jasper just wasn't able to create that for me. A couple of other images that weren't quite on point. There was this one, which was where I was trying to get some coffee beans in a popcorn popper. Easy for me to say. And yeah, I kind of got an image that I can use, I guess, but it was a bit of a struggle. I had to kind of put a lot of inputs in and go back and forth to get what I was after. And then there was this one, which was where I was trying to get some popcorn in a toaster oven. Kind of got there in the end, but thought it could have been easier. Fairly straightforward toaster oven with some popcorn in it. I actually wanted it in a glass bowl with some foil on top, but that seemed to be too much for Jasper to process. Now let's move on to a couple of other fails, and these involve people. Jasper.ai, as I said, is really good with animals, but seems to struggle with people unless you're very specific. So I was after some imagery of a woman trying to get some popcorn out of her teeth with like a toothpick or like that, for the how to remove popcorn from your teeth article, which is of course the article I created with Jasper.ai, the text version. But yeah, look at these horrendous images. Really is the stuff of nightmares, that one. So yeah, I don't think I'll be using those images on the blog anytime soon. Another one with people were these images, where I was basically trying to get an image of a woman coming out of the movie theatre with some popcorn. And it seemed to struggle a bit with that. I think probably the best one out of those is the art style one, which looks okay and is probably usable. So in summary, is Jasper.ai ART worth it? Absolutely. Purely just for some fun. If you just want to think of some really abstract things and type them in and see what comes out, that's a lot of fun. From a practical point of view, I think it's great to create some very specific, niche, relevant images when you just haven't got the things to take photos of, or you haven't been able to find stock photography that you can edit for those images. It's really good. And some of the outputs are breathtaking. They're just really, really good. Others, not so much. So for the $20 a month on top of your Jasper subscription, definitely worth it. Now, there are a couple of negative points which I'm just going to raise with you. Before I do, I'm just going to say that Jasper.ai ART is in beta. It is early days. It can only get better. But the first downside is it can be really frustrating to get the images that you want. And some of them, it just wasn't able to deliver the image that I needed. So I spent quite a bit of time putting inputs in and not getting a result. So that was slightly annoying. The second thing is that the images are quite small. You can't just take one and use it as a featured image. That would require a little bit of editing, which is what I did for the goat one, the goat with the popcorn, you remember from earlier? Yeah, I turned that into a featured image like this, basically using Canva. I edited the image, I added a background and got it the size that I wanted it to be. You can't just blow them up, they just look a bit weird. But if you want to use them within content, that's fine, because you probably only want a small image next to some text or whatever, and when you do that, they look absolutely perfect. So yeah, a couple of little niggles, but nothing too major, and I'm sure they'll get better. With regards to the image size, maybe I've just missed a setting or something, and you can ask it to create bigger images. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. And yeah, as I said, the tool is in its infancy. It can only get better. I'm going to carry on using it. I absolutely love it, and I'm going to give it to my writers and my editor so that they can use it as well to create some fantastic images for the content that they're adding to my websites. What do you think? Let me know in the comments about anything you want. Have you been using some of these AI art tools? I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment below. I do read all the comments. I'll try to reply to as many as I possibly can. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. That really does help me out from an algorithmic point of view. Easy for me to say. And if you're not yet subscribed, please click the button and click the bell and you'll be notified of upcoming streams and videos. Until next time, bye for now.